What is up, guys? Welcome back to DAT Podcast. I'm here with Danny, Anthony, and Timmy as usual. And today we are doing something a little different. We are going to be doing start, bench, cut for different players in the NFL. We each came up with 4 to 5 trios of players that we think compare well, and we're going to give our own takes on who we think is better. So let's just get right into it now.
Yep.
All right, so you got Saquon, Zeke, and David Montgomery. So
I'll tell you who's first. I'll tell you that much. But
I did mine in order. So all mine are in order already. I'll give my reasoning.
Oh my God.
I'll give my reasoning why I did, but you guys.
You did not put Saquon at start.
Yes, I did. Saquon is a
bro.
goat. Every Giants fan will say that.
Obviously, every Giants fan's gonna say that.
Saquon and Zeke may be one of the most controversial topics in the NFL. But when Saquon's healthy, he is better than Zeke without a doubt. And you got poopy Dave Montgomery over there in the corner.
Dave Montgomery literally had better
it's definitely a controversial topic on your street. That's for sure. With your neighbor being a Cowboys fan, but I don't know. I personally would switch Zeke and Saquon. However, I think Saquon and David Montgomery are like both in the 12 to 15 range, so I can understand.
I would go Zeke, David Montgomery, Saquon. Because Saquon has been dead for 2 years. You said the same thing last year, that he would come back and he would be Saquon, but he hasn't. He might do that again this year.
Yeah, but 2 years off the injury, a lot better offensive line. Seeing Evan Neal pile drive this year. Seeing Evan Neal pile drive edge 15 yards.
Dude, I like Ellerson Smith. Calm down. No, but I do gotta commend David Montgomery on his career 3.9 yards per carry though. That's quite impressive considering the
offensive line. And he always is one of the top players in broken tackles in the league in general.
You can also say that for Saquon too, though. I mean, what is he right now? He's 4.5 yards per carry. However, that's skewed by his 2018 and 2019 seasons. So he was 5 yards per carry in 2018, which is fucking insane. 4.6 2019, 1.8 in 2020 in only 2 games, and then 3.7 this most recent year. I thought it was a lot worse than 3.7 this most recent year, but
playing all the games, but
I don't think that I can't put Saquon in start or bench because it's just him not playing.
David Montgomery has never done anything stats-wise. He's never won an award. He hasn't done jack shit.
And Saquon hasn't played since 2020.
Yeah, but he's still 2020 didn't even play. But he's
exactly.
He had a better career than David Montgomery.
What are we going off of right now?
Career.
No, we're not. We never even. When did we ever say we're going off career? Why would we go off career? The only one that goes off career is the historic one.
If we're going over last season, then
no, we're going off of who we think is going to be better this year.
Oh, this year? Yeah. Easily. This is. I want to change a thing. I think Zeke and Saquon will be best next season. I can't trust Justin Fields and Dave Montgomery in that offensive line. No thanks.
You could have trusted them last year. I mean, Dave Montgomery had a good year last year. He ran the ball.
He had an average year.
He had one of the top. He was top in broken tackles last year. That's really all you can ask for. He's a kind of like on 3rd and 4, you can rely on him to get you to that first down marker, and that's saying a lot because 3rd and 4 is a long way to go for a running back with a shitty offensive line. Saquon, I don't think he'll bounce back and be the same. There's just too many leg injuries for him.
True. All right.
He just looks too explosive.
So what do you think? Everybody looks explosive in training camp. Yeah, Tim. What do you think?
Oh, I said for this year, it's Zeke number 1.
I just can't put Zeke number 1 because that offensive line got worse.
That's so
But Zeke,
Pollard.
I still think Zeke is.
It's still the best offensive line out of the 3 teams. To be fair.
Out of 3 teams, to be fair, but
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I'm probably just biased, and I probably think Mark Lewinsky and Evan Neal are going to be all pros this year. But I think Saquon have a bounce back here.
It's not wrong to say that Saquon will have a better season, bro.
No shit, he's got a better season. He hasn't played.
This offensive line, Andrew Thomas, Mark Lewinsky, and Evan Neal, and John Feliciano, who's having a good center.
Will injured Saquon Barkley. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, but
huh?
David Montgomery has no offensive line to run through.
Yeah, but he hasn't gotten hurt. He got hurt 4 games last year.
True that. 4. All right, let's head to Danny's next one.
All right.
I'm on the edge of my seat for this one.
Holy shit!
Oh my god.
You laughing at Derek Carr photo?
Yeah. You go.
This year.
Wait, I forgot you put yours in order.
Oh shit.
This year.
This is not.
Derek Carr will be the best out of all 2 of these quarterbacks. Derek Carr's weapons are better. Derek Carr's run game is better. Derek Carr's overall team is better.
Not
better
run game.
Head coach, offensive line stay the same, but it doesn't matter. This is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott, I still think is very good. Kyler Murray will not be good through 6 weeks, which will make it.
I would have called you insane. However, I don't know. I definitely see a way where the addition of Devontae Adams makes him insane.
I don't think he'll have a better season than Dak, but I do think he'll have a better season than Kyler Murray.
Agreed. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Yeah. I mean, but
Kyler Murray's bottom.
I don't know, but how much better will make him? Because only 23 touchdowns last year and 14 picks. It's like
Dak only got worse. Worse offensive line. Lost Amari Cooper.
You always say that shit, but it doesn't matter. It matters the quarterback.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter to the extent you're putting it at. You're saying that if a team gets better, that player's automatically worse, which is not true.
Yeah, that's true, Dan.
It's not true.
It does hurt the player.
It does hurt the player, but
would you rather have James Washington catching balls out there or Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper, obviously, but that doesn't mean that I think Derek Carr's going to be better just because of his weapons. I think Dak will still have a better year.
Don't say that. Derek Carr will not be better because of his weapons.
I don't think he'll be better. I don't think he'll be better than Dak with his weapons. I know Devontae Adams and Darren Waller are amazing people to throw to, but I still think that Dak will have a better season.
Yeah. I personally would go Dak, Carr, Kyler, but I see the point that Dan's making that I think he could have a breakout year at the age of 31.
And out of all the situations he's been put in, this is the best one he's ever been in, and this is the time to prove if he could have a breakout year. But I don't think he will have a better year than Dak. And before we go on to the next one, I just want to say, I don't think Kyler will have a bad year. I just don't think he'll be better than these two.
Yeah,
I think Kyler will have a decent year, but I just don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be better than these two because D-Hop. Besides D-Hop, who's he's suspended. He doesn't really have any other targets.
Or bona fide ones.
Yeah, he could. They could make some if he's a good enough quarterback. I think if you're a good enough quarterback, you can make anybody a good target, but I guess we'll just have to see.
All
right, on to the next one. A.J. Brown, DK, and Terry McLaurin. So, Dan, you start this one off.
What about my boy
and Rodrigo
why am I forgetting?
Blankenship.
Rodrigo, what's his name?
Blankenship.
Yeah. This is the 2019 second round picks. Everyone know Terry was the round pick, but AJ Brown, when he's healthy, is a very good wide receiver. Although
it's true.
Now.
That's true.
AJ Brown's also he's got the best quarterback.
He does, which is crazy to say because
passing quarterback
is like 15 to 20 range.
Passing quarterback.
I don't think. I think. Yeah, I think Carson Wentz can get a receiver. Like, can make a receiver have a good season. Like, I don't think Carson Wentz is like Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock is way, way worse of a quarterback to have than Carson Wentz. I don't think Carson Wentz is good, but I think if I were to choose between the two, I'd definitely choose Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but I think, on the other hand, I think DK is a lot more dynamic than Terry. Like, I think Dan brought up the point. What's his face? Geno Smith. I mean, DK still had some great games with Geno Smith. So I think he's just a lot more dynamic than.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. And then you also got to look at the fact that Tyler Lockett is going to take up receptions when on the Commanders. Who else is going to take up receptions from McLaurin? At least at a level. And same with Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah, Dotson. That's right. And wait, did Samuel play any? Did Samuel play at all last year?
Nope, Samuel's back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not against this list. AJ Brown, DK, Terry McLaurin. I think this is a good list. I think AJ Brown will have a good year with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Especially since we all kind of agree that team in general is going to have a good year. So. I think DK will be a Pro Bowler this year, and AJ Brown.
Okay.
I don't know about Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I don't think McLaurin will be.
So. But I think this is the right ranking.
He had. Does not show his touchdowns, but he had 43 yards, 96, 58, 98, 61. So he was still very productive. I want to know how many touchdowns he had throughout the time.
I feel like a lot of the cases with DK last year was
he was
kind of inconsistent last year, DK.
He had a total of 31 targets, 356 yards, and 6 TDs in 5 games.
Who's that?
31 targets is ridiculous.
How many? Or who is that?
31.
DK?
Is that with Geno Smith?
Yeah.
In 5 games?
He only got targeted 31 times in 6 games.
You got to be targeted at least. In 6 games, you got to be targeted.
I don't think it's his fault
least,
either. Which is...
I don't even know. Not like 80 times.
6 targets.
I didn't watch any of the Seahawks games. I have no clue whether he's just a streak route merchant or Geno Smith just sucks. But I'm inclined to say Geno Smith is just bad.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But he's got a better offensive line now, so
I just don't trust Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Okay. On to my next.
Wait, before we go on to the next, Tim, did you see the Bat Boy Max Scherzer thing?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I saw. Yeah, I said Max Scherzer may commit homicide on this ball boy.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. In between innings, he literally paces in the dugout.
Oh yeah, he's a psychopath. He's a serial killer. All right, we'll go on to the next one. TJ, Dalton Schultz, Dallas Goedert. I 100% agree with this list.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think it's better than Dalton Schultz, but I don't think Dallas Goedert will get jack bit targets this year.
Yeah, I think
So
I think Dalton Schultz will rack up the receptions this year.
I think Goddard's better, but I think that if I'm picking a tight end who's going to have a more productive season, Schultz will have a more productive season.
Because target number 1 for Dak is CD, and target number 2 is Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
In a tight 5 yards to the end zone situation, I think they look for Dalton Schultz in the middle every time. Get his big body out there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Philly's looking for AJ Brown.
Yeah, Philly's looking for AJ Brown. They're looking for Devonta Smith. So, and TJ,
Yeah.
and then TJ Hawkinson, him and Monra are
On Dan's sleeper team.
What?
This year, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, TJ Hawkinson is going to have a good year. I think I think he'll be a top 5 tight end this year, stats wise.
Yeah.
All right, so we all agree on that one.
Yeah,
Next one is a little more.
simple.
This one's a little more controversial.
Michael Pittman, T. Higgins,
DJ Moore.
I think Michael Pittman will have his best season this year. Last year he had a very good season, but I think it will be even better. I think he'll finish top 10 at least. T. Higgins, I like him, but Jamar Chase is going to take away too many receptions. And DJ Moore with a who knows at quarterback and a healthy Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I don't know. And I think a bounce back season for Robbie Anderson. I think out of these three, I think he's the potential at.
Because I don't really have a problem with this list at all.
When Christian McCaffrey is there, he took away a lot of targets because, man, he's a PPR guy. But
Yeah, I don't think this list is very controversial. I think this is more just because in Cincinnati, there's a lot of competition for targets. And what you said about the Panthers with Robbie Anderson and their quarterback situation. And then the Colts have Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor and not much else. So
I did not know that T. Higgins still had 1,100 yards this year.
yeah, it was very good.
well,
I literally would have said like 900.
no. He was the number 1 for a while during the season. Was he not? Didn't he play the number 1 role before Jamar Chase? Before Jamar Chase really took off.
I think Jamar took off in week 1.
I don't know. I thought T. Higgins had more of a substantial role in the beginning of the season, but maybe
Let's
not.
see. Week 1.
I'm sure that could have been their plan, but I think Chase was. I think by week 2 they realized. To be honest.
Week 1. I remember Jamar had a touchdown in week 1.
All right. Yeah. Well, I don't really see a problem with that one at all.
I want to see T. Higgins game by game stats.
T. Higgins week 1 had 4 receptions, 58 yards and a touchdown. Jamar had 5 receptions, 101 yards and a touchdown.
Oh yeah, never mind that. Yeah.
Could just have been the way that the ball was getting dispersed. I mean, really.
Yeah. I mean, he's still T. Higgins had a good year, and
yeah, he did.
I think he'll continue to have good years. He just will be the second guy, which is to have a 6'4" guy who's being guarded by the second best corner on every team. That's pretty dangerous for the Bengals. And Tyler Boyd, who's 6'3".
Yeah. Tyler Boyd.
All right. We'll go on to the next one. This one's pretty.
And this is Anthony, right? And just to clarify, yours are not in the order that you think. These are just random.
No,
correct?
mine are just random. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got.
What am I looking at?
We got Tom Brady, Joe Montana, also known as Joey Chestnut, and Aaron I
was gonna say who is taking the whatever. So for
Stud
this
bench
particular
cut.
one, what are we saying? We're not
Let's
saying who we
do-
want for next year, because if we're taking who we want for next year,
No, this
I think Joe
particular.
Montana's cut.
This particular slide, I'm going all time, just because it's kind of controversial debate.
Let's
Peak?
all do on a count of 3 or start and we'll go.
All right. Tim, you do it.
Should be obvious. 3, 2, 1.
Brady.
Brady. All right.
That's pretty simple. Bench. Who do we think? Let's say 3 on 3. You two, Tim.
I have no clue. 3, 2, 1.
Joe Montana.
Rogers.
Montana.
I don't know. I'm gonna abstain from this argument. I don't really know.
Montana's a
Rogers
winner.
has been. I don't know how many.
He's
How
so
many
talented.
Super Bowls- How many Super Bowls have Montana won? Like
A lot.
5, I think.
Yeah.
How many? Let me look.
he's got 4.
4? Yeah. 4.
Oh.
The thing was,
Rogers only. But I think Rogers has more MVPs and honor. He has more than Montana.
I think with this, my reasoning for cutting Rodgers is more than just looking at the stats. It's just, well, I guess you could look at the stat and who got to the Super Bowl more times and who won the Super Bowl more times. And it's Montana. And I think that's the most key thing out of any stat. Championships. Because it doesn't matter how many MVPs you win, how many different trophies you get that aren't the championship. The goal of being on the team is to win the championship. So that's why I would, if I had a team and I had to choose who to start, who to bench, and who to cut, I would pick Joe Montana on my bench just because I know if I had to put him in, I feel more confident with him getting a championship than Rodgers.
Yeah. Joe Montana, the only career high for touchdowns, 31.
No, he didn't have insane stats. His career high for
But I mean, granted, I don't think that era was.
No, they're more running. They actually relied on their running backs a little bit.
Bro. Rogers is still playing, and Rogers has 5,000 yards. Montana has 40,000 yards.
What is that? 50,000? You mean for Rodgers?
55,000. Montana has 40,000. Montana's got 273 touchdowns. Rogers got 449.
That's great if you want your.
How many career
That's
games
great
has
if you
Rodgers
want your
played?
quarterback to come onto the field.
Montana's played 192 career games. How many has Rodgers played?
Rodgers has played.
Rodgers has played 213.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So 20
How much
more
was Montana?
games.
400?
20 more games and 10,000 more
192.
yards. 20 more games, 10,000 more yards. What is the math on that?
That's 5,000.
Yeah.
So he would have about 500. So Joe Montana would have to have 20 more 500-yard games. That's pretty light. But on another note, but I still would rather Montana because you can have Rodgers on the field to get you all the stats you want, but he has proven that he can't win more than one Super Bowl.
I'm interested
in that.
And Joey Chestnut was a great representation of Joe Montana because Joey Chestnut has won 15 hot dog eating championships. So, as you can see right there, in the midst of him winning it, just stuffing his face.
Really stuffs his face with meat, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the time. All right, on to the next one.
I've had enough of arguing about these old geezers.
Roquan, Bobby Wagner, Fred Warner. Somebody else can start off.
Freddie Boy, number 1. Roquan 2, Bobby Wagner 3. At this very moment.
I could agree with that. 100%.
Fred Warner, Roquan.
I think Bobby Wagner's mad overrated.
Probably already had a bad season last year.
Yeah, but he's about to play. He's about to play on the defense to end all defenses this year. The fucking Infinity Stones being put together. Like
Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the league.
Middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So this year, comparing, I don't know, man. Roquan has a case to be better than Fred Warner. He has 16 more solo tackles, 1 more QB hit, 5 more tackles for loss, 2.5 more sacks, and 1 more interception.
Wow, damn.
He kind of blows his stats out of the water, to be honest with you. Only one more
I
game, too.
I think the tackles should be taken with a grain of salt because.
Yeah, but tackles for loss, 5 more, 2.5 more.
How many games did Roquan play?
Roquan played 17. Fred Warner played 16.
Okay.
So one game's worth of stats. So I think there's
Fred
definitely
Warner only
a
has
case.
one career. Oh wait, never mind.
I think there's definitely a case for Roquan being better. And then
it's closer than most people think.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I gotta wait till Roquan gets paid. They don't really want to
honestly
actually play this year.
He will get paid though. They're not gonna not pay him. They're definitely going to pay him. And if he doesn't, I fucking riot. I would actually lose my mind if they don't pay him. Literally the best player on our team.
How old is he?
What?
How old is he?
He's like 20 something,
25.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bobby Wagner had a better season than Fred Warner. Bobby Wagner had 93 solo. Fred Warner had 79. Bobby Wagner had the same amount of QB hits. I mean, maybe not. No, he had 4 less tackles for loss. Yeah, Bobby Wagner actually, besides his tackles, he didn't do much. But I guess, I mean, your job as a middle linebacker is sort of to tackle. I don't know. I think you for this upcoming season, Fred Warner, Roquan, Bobby Wagner, but there definitely is a case for Roquan. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Oh, my elbow's killing me.
Jesus.
D-Hop, Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf.
I'm going this season. Fuck.
I'm going
this season,
Michael Thomas.
Let's pretend like D-Hop's playing a full season.
Okay.
Yeah.
D-Hop.
I'm gonna go Michael Thomas.
D-Hop, Thomas, Metcalf.
I don't know.
D-Hop.
I think Michael Thomas is first because Jameis Winston is a yards machine, and they're gonna pass the ball a lot, whether it's a dump off to Alvin Kamara or a slant to Michael Thomas. I
just think there's too many weapons on that team right now. D-Hop can manhandle all those targets. You got Chris Olave, you got Jarvis Landry, and Kamara, and Mark Ingram.
What are we saying from who's gonna have better stats from week 7 to week 17 or 18? I guess.
Well, Tim said based off Metcalf, or not Metcalf. D-Hop's playing a full year.
Yeah.
So I would say.
I don't know. I know we put DK at second for that comparison with Terry McLaurin and AJ Brown, but I don't know. I don't like putting DK at third because I think he can have an insane season.
Yeah.
Then what do you say?
I could see a way that we look back on this year and we think we're stupid for not having Michael Thomas at 1.
I'm putting Michael Thomas at 1.
Like how dominant he was.
Oh, he was
finally back healthy. But I don't know. I think the safe bet is probably D-Hop.
So what you say? D-Hop, Thomas, Metcalf.
I'm gonna say Thomas, D-Hop, Metcalf. I think Michael Thomas had a huge comeback year. I think he's gonna win comeback player of the year
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's I think he got with this list to put DK at the bottom, but it's not very far fetched to see him not at the bottom of these two, even with his quarterback situation.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. So we got Derrick Henry, CMC, Jonathan Taylor coming into this season.
Dan, let's hear yours first.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in what you're gonna say, Dan.
I'm just looking at fucking Mark Ingram in that photo.
Yeah, we kind of Mark Ingram too.
One, he looks like a fucking.
He looks like
midget.
Zeke.
Who spooked that guy?
Yeah,
He looks like Zeke.
I would be
He
spooked.
does.
I would be spooked too if I was fucking sitting next to him. Henry. All right. Fuck. Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, CMC.
Reasoning?
You know what? Change that. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, CMC. You know, even though I had to take CMC, or even though I had to take Jonathan Taylor the first overall pick in one of our fantasy drafts.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry.
I think I'm too skewed by fantasy. I don't think Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league, but I think Derrick Henry is, to be honest.
Derrick Henry is a fucking tank. That man still, like, people want to say how he had a bad season last year. That man still had over, before I say anything, I'm pretty sure.
He did have over 2,000?
I think it was 1,000. He missed.
Or not
I remember that, Dan. I remember
no, he
when
didn't
he
have
went
over.
out seeing like the Instagram updates, and it would be like,
Oh, that was
for
insane.
the next 6 weeks,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was still leading.
Oh, yeah, that was insane.
Yeah. He had 937.
Yeah, I actually remember that.
937, 10 TDs. So
Yeah,
that's still
that's
a very good season.
Derrick Henry will be the best. I agree with that. I think it's closer, though, with CMC and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, actually, now thinking about that,
Christian McCaffrey was so good. Like, when he actually played.
Yeah, what was he? 1K?
Let me see. I'm checking it out right now. He had, in his best year, is like really good.
I think what you
1,300 yards and 1,000 receiving yards.
Compare
So 1,300
Compare Christian McCaffrey's 2019 to 2021 Jonathan Taylor's.
Dude, they are literally like three most different running backs of all time. Like McCaffrey's like a guy who'll give you 1,000, like catching the ball too.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry's just a pure bulldozer, and Jonathan Taylor's like a quick runner.
He's
2019.
It's like the three different running back builds in Madden.
2019 Panthers. McCaffrey had 1,387 yards,
rushing,
15 rushing, 1,005 receiving yards, and 4 TDs.
And then I'll look at Jonathan. You keep that up there. I'll look at Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor this year, he had 1,800 rushing, 18 touchdowns rushing, and then receiving, he had 300 receiving too. So he had 20 total touchdowns compared to how many did CMC have?
19 total.
And he had 2,170, or no, 2,170. How many did CMC have?
2,392.
So they compare relatively well.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, they both have pretty shitty offenses. So it's just who's going to rely on them more. And I think, I don't know, because I can't say that Christian McCaffrey won't get injured, because I picked up fucking Chubba Hubbard in my fantasy league, because I think he might get injured again. So it's like, I don't know. I think I'll go with the safe bet and have Jonathan Taylor at 2 and CMC at 3, but I think there's even a case or a chance that CMC could be 1 on this list if he plays like he did in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go on the next one. Oh, it's you.
Tim's.
It's Tim. So we got
Again, no particular order from my players here. We got Hunter Renfrow, Adam Thielen, and Tyler Boyd.
all right.
This upcoming season,
Mm-hmm.
I say
We got two slot merchants, and then Adam Oldman Thielen.
I'm cutting Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I'm cutting.
Bench.
I'm benching Hunter Renfrow.
Benching.
Actually, I don't know.
I'm benching Thielen.
Yeah, I might be benching Thielen on this one. It's close. Because they both have top 5 wide receivers on their team.
Okay, so if you think about it, the Vikings have now changed over to like a passing offense.
I mean, they're
always, but Derek Carr is better than Kirk Cousins.
And I feel like Hunter Renfrow always racks up receptions. It's just he has more competition this year. Not only does he have Darren Waller.
The issue is Renfrow doesn't play that much. That's because he always takes plays off when I'm out of bed.
He's only had like 8 games of actually looking like a super stud, you know?
Yeah.
It's not going to help with Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Offense.
But then again, Thielen's just getting older, and his supporting cast is just getting better.
Thielen puts up too many touchdowns. I'm starting Thielen. I'm benching Renfrow. I'm cutting Boyd.
I think I'm gonna go Renfrow, Thielen, Boyd. This one. I think Renfrow will be solid this year. He'll be a solid third option.
Thielen's 31.
And because obviously they don't have the corners on Darren Waller, so it's going to be on a lot of attention on Devontae Adams, a lot of attention on Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow is just going to be left there to use his great route running. Great route running.
If Dan stays true to that Derek Carr breakout season, maybe.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but like the difference is like Renfrow always plays in the slot, so having Devontae, he's really like still not going against the best corner and on that team. So
I think Renfrow has great route running and great hands, and I think that is the 2 most important things for a wide receiver. And I think him consistently going up against the cornerback too, especially with a lot of attention on Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and even in the backfield to fuck, I'm having a brain fart right now. What the fuck is his name?
Jacobs.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs. I think Hunter Renfrow has a good season this year. And I think Adam Thielen's getting older and decrepit. So I think I'll put him at 2. And Tyler Boyd, he's wide receiver 3. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard for him to get the same stats as a second wide receiver.
Yeah. I just figured I'd put him there because most people call, some people say like Tyler Boyd's like the best pure slot receiver in the league, but I don't think so.
Isn't he like 6'3" though?
Yeah.
That's not the ideal slot receiver, I guess, but yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
This next one.
I know which one Dan's picking.
Deontay, Michael Pittman, and Chris Godwin. Dan's going to put Pittman at first, that's for sure.
I'm starting Pittman. I'm benching Godwin. I'm cutting Deontay.
Because I'm starting Deontay.
Yeah. Deontay can't, like, sometimes drops the ball, but he is a solid receiver, and there's no getting past that. Especially with Juju gone.
You can say there's too many weapons around Godwin, too. But Godwin has Tom Brady at quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
But Deontay has a lot of weapons around him, but a shitty quarterbacks.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger was not much better. I mean, he literally was probably he wasn't good. And Deontay still had 1,100 receiving yards last year.
Yeah, Deontay was a Pro Bowler last year, and he had like a god awful quarterback.
Yeah, so I think Deontay. I think I'm gonna go Chris Godwin. I like Michael Pittman, but I don't think he'll have a better season than those 2. Chris Godwin with Tom Brady. Anybody with Tom Brady, it's kind of hard to pass up on.
I think we're all going to have different different rankings here. I'm going to go exactly as it appears on the screen. Deontay, Pittman, Godwin. So what is that? Different rankings for all three of us?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go.
Me and Ant agree that Deontay's won, though, but
yeah.
This year, Pittman will have a better season.
You're a big Pittman fan this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's not far-fetched at all. I mean, he's a top wide receiver. He's got a new quarterback.
I haven't said it. I wish I could have a quote, but I said Pittman was going to be very good when he was drafted in the second round. I thought he was going to be.
Well, don't quote it yet because it hasn't happened.
Oh, God.
Bro, last year you had a very good season.
And people forget, I didn't realize how young Deontay Johnson was. He's only 25. Man's young.
Yeah, it was in the 2019 draft.
Yeah.
Pittman had 1,083 yards and 60 Ds.
Yeah, come on, man. You think Matty Ice is the solution?
Definitely better solution than what they had last year.
Yeah, definitely better.
Marginally better. Or
DK didn't even crack 1,000 yards last season.
Who?
DK. Who else?
How many in Godwin in 14 games had 1,100 yards? So.
Him and Deontay had like the same exact season last year. Deontay just had 50 more yards.
Deontay had more games, so I might even. I don't know. I'm still gonna put Deontay 1 because he was a wide receiver 2 last year. I don't know. Yes, Godwin was. I don't know. I'm sticking with my list. Deontay 1, Chris Godwin at 2, Michael Pittman at 3.
All right.
We'll move on.
I'm sticking with my list.
All right.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Tua, and Tannehill. I'm going Mac Jones, Tua, Tannehill in that order.
I agree.
The man who gets his team to the playoffs being disrespected. Disrespected.
Who?
Yeah,
without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, he's a shitty quarterback, I think.
When you have a defense like that. Come on, jackass.
I think
Tua with Tyreek Hill though is pretty enticing.
It's dangerous. I don't know, but just going off of, like, I was about to say something about their defense or anything, but we're just talking about how their season's gonna go. I think Mac Jones will have a good year. He had a good year for a rookie quarterback, and I think his sophomore year is going to be his breakout year. I think I said in the last video too.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a breakout year with Bill.
I think Tua just gets mad disrespected.
I don't think Tua is terrible. I don't think Tua is terrible, but I don't think he'll have a better season than Mac Jones. And I think Ryan Tannehill is not good at all. And especially with Derrick Henry back, they're going to force feed him. So that'll just worsen Tannehill's stats.
I think I'm going to go the exact order it shows up.
Why Tannehill over Tua?
You have any experience, will make better decisions with the ball and manage the game better.
Yeah. He definitely has more experience, and Tua has definitely been sloppy the last couple of years, or his first couple of years of his career.
But who knows, maybe Tyreek Hill
and Jalen Waddle. And Tua hasn't been playing consistently.
True.
He's had, Ryan Fitzpatrick taking reps from him. His first consistent year, full trust in him. I don't think he has a terrible year. I think he does decent. Because you got to think, it definitely weighs on a player knowing that their job is on the line and that they can be taken out at any time. It has to.
Yeah.
It's like feeling like somebody's watching you at all times, and every little mistake, from the coaches and the front office and even the fan base, you got a lot on you. So I think this year, he's fully he's got the starting job locked up, and I think the fan base this year is going to be more on the hoping that Tua does good train instead of like Tua better do good kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think that's why I put Tua
I
over
gotcha.
Ryan Tannehill. Now move on to the next one. Okay. Darius Slay, Javon Diggs, J.C.
It's in
Jackson.
order.
I think Javon Diggs is hated on.
Yeah, I think it gets a little too much hate.
He still had a really good year. I mean,
J.C. Jackson.
no matter how you put it,
Slay.
no matter how you put it, 11 interceptions is 11 interceptions.
Yeah, but 900 yards is 900 yards. No CB should be giving up 900 yards. That is terrible.
They don't even run a man defense. Sometimes it was his fault, but I'm guarantee you at least 150 of those yards were not his fault.
Yeah, but still, it's his responsibility.
11
Don't forget when
11
Kendrick Bourne
interceptions.
cooked him. Remember that?
Yep.
The safety ran into.
But they still won, so. Yucks. J.C. Jackson is a very good cornerback. Darius Slay is very good, too. I think he's better than Trayvon Diggs.
So
I'm going Jackson, Diggs, Slay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I think
Diggs is gonna make those plays for me.
So
Even though they
Diggs,
call
Diggs
Slay
let
big
up.
play Slay, but
Diggs let up
Diggs is-
962 last year. Let's see.
Okay, but the issue is Diggs will not have the same amount of interceptions again that he did last year. So he's only gonna have a worse season, and obviously the yards aren't gonna go down. Like, the yards are gonna stay the
Holy
same.
shit! What? Is that right? It says Darius Slay let up 37 yards the entire season. 2.2 per game. That can't be right. No way.
Well, that's right, but he still.
Oh, no, sorry. That was wrong. Yeah, I knew that. It was 460, so significantly less than Diggs. And let's see. J.C. Jackson.
I think
Jackson's gonna be in the middle of it. Jackson's the perfect balance of big plays and he's like literally the balance of the two. Just
yeah.
Yeah, he 462. Yeah, he was a little bit higher, only a tiny bit higher than Darius Slay. So I think that just proves why J.C. Jackson #1. I'm putting Diggs at 2. Still, even though he let up that many yards, but Darius Slay could. I mean, I think Diggs and Slay you can kind of have interchangeable with those two. Because I think Diggs is a good cornerback. He gets a little too much hate, but I think Darius Slay is just a good cornerback. Sorry. So.
yeah.
All right. Is there any more? Is this the last slide? Or is there any more? Oh, there's one.
Final one coming up.
Damn those
If
teams.
anyone starts J.J. Watt.
Yeah, I'm not starting J.J. Watt.
Grady Jarrett, Leonard Williams, J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is too old, always gets hurt. Leonard Williams, I think, will have a very good season. I think he's very good. I think he's very underrated, too.
He was Malala last year, but sure.
Yeah, 2020 was very good. 2019, he had a down year, but I think he will have a very good year. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari coming off the edge will only help him. Maybe steal a couple sacks from him, but besides that, Grady Jarrett is an absolute dog.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah, I don't know if JJ Watt was the best person there, but
yeah. I don't know. Like, they play different positions, though, almost.
I just tried to pick 3 that were listed at the end. But
like Grady Jarrett, he plays more of like a D tackle kind of position, so he just doesn't get like the sacks. You kind of gotta look at pressures more. At least last year, he didn't play that position. Grady Jarrett had 1 sack last year, so. But I don't think I'm not saying that because I think he's worse than J.J. Watt. I just think that they play different positions.
Yeah, if it was like Jeffrey Simmons, I would probably start Jeffrey Simmons. I think Jeffrey Simmons is better than Grady Jarrett. But it's J.J. Watt, so.
Yeah, and I just think J.J. Watt's last.
I'm with you on that.
He's old. He's done. His career's over. It's time for him to go to. He's only 32, but he's
only hurt.
Yeah, like he had one sack too last year. In 7 starts, 1 sack, and he doesn't play the same as Grady Jarrett. He actually comes off the edge.
Yeah.
So.
And how many sacks did Grady Jarrett have?
Probably 1.
Wait. Oh, Grady
Jarrett. But Grady Jarrett doesn't come off the edge like J.J. Watt does.
How was...
Grady Jarrett had more QB hits.
Leonard Williams, 2020.
Grady Jarrett had more QB hits, more tackles. Well, that kind of goes with the amount of games he played. Same amount of sacks.
Leonard Williams, 2021.
Grady Jarrett didn't really play that well, actually.
Yeah.
He only had in 10 more games than J.J. Watt. This is actually a crazy stat. He had 2 more QB hits in 10 more games. He had 28 more tackles, but that's because of the games. 2 less tackles for loss and the same amount of sacks.
Yeah, so remember when Daniel Jones ran over Grady Jarrett?
I do remember that, so maybe you should take J.J. Watt over him.
No, but Leonard Williams had 81 total tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. So, I don't know all right year, but 2020 he had 11.5 sacks and
Yeah, I mean, maybe J.J. Watt had a better year last year, which is kind of weird to say, but I don't know. I'll take Grady Jarrett. I'll take my chances.
No, I'm just saying that's a pretty crazy stat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Leonard Williams, he had 6.5 stats, so I think he'll go second. He'll be second.
That was a good trade. That was a good trade by Gettleman. Only a 5th round pick.
Actually, I might have to go. I might go Leonard Williams, Grady Jarrett, J.J. Watt.
Yeah. I just think Leonard Williams gonna have a monster year with Kayvon Thibodeau and Aziz Ojulari at the edge. That's just gonna help him so much.
Yeah, it also could. Yeah. It might help him with the QB pressures and QB hits, but it'll lower his sack number. That's for sure. At least stat wise.
Yeah.
Maybe not impact wise, but definitely stat wise.
Yeah.
So I think we can at least all agree that J.J. Watt's at the bottom of the barrel on this list.
What do we think was the most controversial one?
The first one? The first one.
Which one was the first one? Oh, yeah.
Zeke, Saquon, and
that's definitely the most controversial. I think the Dak one's also kind of controversial. But I think the only thing that makes it not as controversial is because we kind of all know who to put at last.
Yeah.
Tyler. Rest of them kind of straightforward. Maybe not the T. Higgins one. I guess was not really controversial. I don't know. Yeah, they weren't all very controversial, but there was definitely It actually made me look at some stats for these players, and realize like, wow, they actually had a better season or a worse season than I thought. Like Grady Jarrett did have actually a worse season than I thought he did. I thought he played better than that, but
yeah, I didn't realize that.
He had 2 more QB hits in 10 more games, so I don't know.
Yeah,
that's not very promising stats in my opinion. But I think he'll have a good year. I think Leonard Williams will do better, but I guess we'll have to see. Same with all these players. All right. So I think we'll call it there.
Yeah, I think we got it.
I think we got all all we need to see. We paired some players, got our takes on them, and we'll have to see in this upcoming season if our takes are right or not. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure to check out the other 2 episodes that we have posted and all future episodes that we post. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast.